Long now have I heard tales of the vertical oasis tucked away high amongst the red rock of southwest Utah. Like a red Jurassic Park without the dinosaurs. Though such creatures have been extinct for millions of years, rumor has it what this prehistoric playground lacks in dangerous beasts, it more than compensates for in treacherous hikes. Two of the most dangerous in the world, together claiming countless lives. This piqued my attention, and I couldn't bear to leave the details of such a place up to my imagination. Nothing would stop me from seeing it for myself. Welcome to Zion National Park, a nature lover's utopia. Upon entering Zion Canyon, it felt as if I had simultaneously gone back in time and stepped foot on an alien planet. My friends and I tried to drive up into the canyon to get our bearings, only for our cruise to be ended abruptly when we discovered you're not allowed to drive into the canyon during the summer, and instead must take a park shuttle. Though I sat in the back of a bus instead of in an open-topped Jeep, the mandatory park transportation only further reinforced the Jurassic Park comparison. As I contorted my neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the monstrous red giants out the shuttle window, I was awestruck. All the photos I had seen had truly done this place no justice. Tall, tranquil, and teeming with wildlife and lush vegetation. Even from the back of a crowded bus, she is a sight to behold. At first, it was difficult to fathom how such beauty could be so dangerous. Then I saw Angel's Landing from out the shuttle window, and it suddenly all made sense. A crown jewel of Zion, Angel's Landing is one of those legendary hikes, widely considered as one of the narrowest and steepest trails found anywhere across the globe. It was a hot day. I hadn't even started my ascent, and I was already sweating as I gazed up at the majestic red monolith and saw people looking smaller than ants at the top. If the switchbacks don't take your breath away, the views definitely will. The necessary breaks and elevated perspective of the canyon gave me a better sense of its true scale. The higher I went, the bigger it got. As I reached Scout's Lookout, I was greeted with a staggering view of Big Bend that for some reason doesn't look so big from up here. At this point you're probably thinking, sure Cody, Angel's Landing is steep, but it doesn't look so risky. Well, don't click on that cute cat thumbnail in your recommended video sidebar just yet. We just got to the fun part. The part that makes this hike so infamous. The final stretch between Scout's Lookout and Angel's Landing follows a narrow spine of red rock with over 1,000 feet cliff exposure on either side. A chain runs the length of the spine on one side for extra support, which you'll need considering that parts of the trail are only 3 feet wide. I read a report of a mule deer that fell from this hike that said that, on impact, the mule deer quote-unquote basically exploded. Though there is inherent danger on the trail to Angel's Landing, this risk is what gives it so much character. Scrambling up this slender red trail through the sky, surrounded by one of the most iconic landscapes in the world, is an exhilarating hiking experience like no other. They say it's called Angel's Landing because it's so tall it was believed only angels could land here. And when I reached the summit and laid eyes on the scene in front of me, I could see why so many people before me had risked their lives to witness it. With a panoramic view around Big Bend and all the way down the canyon as far as the Watchman, the silent guardian to the southern entrance of the park, it is without a doubt one of the world's most spectacular vistas. As I made my return descent with a better understanding of the canyon's scale and a deepened respect for its treacherous cliffs, I admired the harmonious union of Zion's beauty and danger. One that seemed so obvious from atop its massive walls. But down on the canyon floor? What could be so dangerous down there? The Virgin River runs the length of Zion Canyon, dividing it down the center, and has eroded thousands of feet of rock that once stood above it. Though there's nothing particularly scary about erosion. What's it gonna do? Slowly break you down over the course of millions of years? And with an innocent name like the Virgin River, it couldn't be that dangerous. Could it? Follow it up into the canyon, and the further you venture, the more the big red walls begin to close in. Soon enough, they had closed in so much that I had no option but to begin wading upstream to continue my journey. Here marks the beginning of the Narrows, another of Zion's most treasured gems. Narrows are Angel's Landing's polar opposite. Instead of perilous exposure to 1,000-foot cliffs, the Narrows exists at the base of similarly dramatic walls and follows the Virgin River upstream through a snaking maze of brilliant slot canyons. As each river bend unveiled rich green sandbars and river-sculpted boulders that had fallen from above, I realized that this was less of a hike and more of a scenic wade. Advancing into the ravine, undulating terrain led me through foliage and high water, in some places up to my stomach. Though the Virgin River water is brisk, it wasn't cold enough to subdue my giddy excitement. Don't let its beauty fool you, though. The Narrows are as dangerous as they are spectacular. These slot canyons are extremely susceptible to flash flooding, and the further you're lured into the maze, the fewer places there are to run, with 1,000-foot walls encompassing you in every direction for miles. Even with clear skies overhead, thunder showers miles away can collect enough water to transform this tame, babbling river into a ravenous beast. It's hard to imagine this lush riverside paradise anything other than serene, until you entertain the thought of a monstrous mass of water, driftwood, rocks, and debris barreling towards you. It's this kind of flash flooding that has claimed so many lives, including that of my traveling companion's family friend back in 2015. This photo was taken as he and his 6 friends made their innocent descent deep into the Narrows. Not even the Weather Service was aware of the imminent flood threat until the group had secured their permit, was out of cell service range, and it was already too late. It would be irresponsible for me to glorify all of the great parts of Zion's fabled hikes without raising awareness to their inherent risks. And though tripping and falling off Angel's Landing is entirely within your control, flash floods are not, and a lack of consideration for Mother Nature could very well land you belly up downriver. The eve before my own hike into the Narrows, Utah's bipolar weather surprised me with an abrupt, unexpected downpour that had me questioning whether or not it would still be safe to hike. As you can obviously tell, I couldn't have chosen a more perfect day, and was treated to blue skies and the luxurious warmth of sunlight as it danced around the thin slots. Spectacles like these seem so beautifully orchestrated, but occur so naturally and effortlessly here, and have led me to believe that Zion isn't just another national park. There's a charm here that isn't detracted from by the danger. The risks here only go to show that a failure to respect these incredible creations can be met with incredible consequences. Though I came here for the thrill of Zion's legendary hikes, I left wide-eyed and bewildered that places like this really exist. There are places out there whose mere existence will rival even your craziest imaginations, and this is surely one of them.